I was lucky enough to visit this masterpiece of architecture in person, and I was immediately shocked. The diamond-cut light glass curtain walls and the hints of deconstructivism almost exploded my mind, and I didn't know architecture could be this brilliant and impactful in person. Now I have decided to bring this sort of design language into keyboards. Haven in English accurately describes what custom keyboards mean in my life. The process of building a custom keyboard is like a resort to me, since the daily life of a young architect is never easy. To me, building and typing on custom keyboards is just a haven that shelters me from my exhausting daily life. This is the Haven65, a stunning, purposeful keyboard engineered from the ground up as a homage to an architectural marvel, the Haven house. Let's take a look. We have a sleek gray box. Here are our board specs. Opening up the top, the board enclosure lifts up to greet us. There's a very nice velvet lining here. But let's set this aside for now and check out our accessories. These are in a drawer at the bottom. First we have our bottom gaskets, bottom feet, and an Allen key. Next are our top gaskets, a lot of them. Here is our FR4 plate and a black aluminum plate. Here is our hot swap PCB with one central flex cut and our bottom case foam. We have a tool for adjusting our artisan fit and the artisan itself with the Atelier Haven logo. Now the board itself, which comes all nicely wrapped up. Inside here is our plate foam. On the inside of the board is an engraving of the Haven house silhouette, but this might be moved to the bottom weight instead. Haven is a premium gasket mounted 65%. We have hot swap and solder PCBs, both with daughter boards and the option of having a winkeyless top. Both can support stepped caps, 7U bottom row, and split backspace. For plates, we have FR4 and aluminum, and quite a few possible colors, including yellow, burgundy, black, light blue, e-white, silver, dark gray, and lavender. All of these can be configured with either a stainless steel PVD or sandblasted brass weight. The typing angle is 7.5 degrees. The Haven65 will run you $400 for the PVD weight version and $380 for the sandblasted weight. Here are TX stabs lubed with 205 grade 0 and BDC. I'm going to add on the aluminum plate, and in here go Designer Studio graphite golds lubed with 205 grade 0. We were sent a soldered PCB, so let's take care of that. Now we can get to case stuff. The bottom gasket areas are angled. As far as I know, this is only an aesthetic feature, but our small bottom gaskets are angled to go along with it, so the plate touches it level. Although the top gaskets seem normal at first, they are actually friction fitted. Now we can connect the daughter board cable, which is kinda short, set the inner assembly in place, and reinstall the top case. On top goes GMK Modern Dolls shoe. And for the finishing touch, Peter's girlfriend installed the artisan. Haven has pure, unadulterated clack. It's pretty much like clack's textbook definition. It's loud, it's harsh, and the poppy spacebar is just the cherry on top. There is a little bit of metallic pinging, but this was completely fixed by some force braking around the screw holes. This configuration is probably as close to the sound signature of an Aluplate MX Black build or Gummy O-ring build without actually being one, and I am absolutely here for it. Because of how soft and small the bottom gaskets are, there is a surprising amount of bounce, even with my Aluplate. The whole inner assembly basically just bobs up and down, which isn't something any of my other boards do. It definitely helps alleviate the usual stiff feeling of typing on metal plates, and allows the board to have a feel that's much less harsh than the sound implies. The design of this keyboard is based on the Port Authority building in Belgium, or Havenhuis in Dutch. Its architecture is classified as neo-futurist, with this very unique glass facade. I love how the design of this board actually has a strong inspiration, instead of being the way it is simply because it looks cool. Well, I guess that's a part of it too. But it really goes to show that the designer is actually passionate about the board and the experience it brings. On the top, we have uneven bezels, being larger on the top and bottom. The corners are very slightly rounded. The side profile is very unique, with a jagged cut in the top case revealing quite a bit going on with the bottom case. The top case entirely overhangs the bottom case. The bottom PVD weight has a very unique shape, which pretty much follows the outline of the bottom case, except for this part which looks like it's been chipped out. Here is also the logo. In the center of the back is a recessed USB port, embedded in this triangular cut. The port is actually part of the weight, so you might want to be careful to not scratch it up when plugging the board in. Next to the USB cutout are these very minor angled cuts in the bottom case that further reveal the weight. Overall, the design feels very angular and clean cut, just like the Haven house. But it's the little things like the separate left and right foot design, velvet box lining, and the intricate packaging that make this board really feel premium and special. Because of the very soft and small gaskets and the internal design in general, the plate is not perfectly secure inside the board. If you shake it around, you can actually make the plate hit the edges. It's a very unpleasant sound. Design flaw aside, for what Haven offers, I think it has a decent value compared to some other premium 65s. $380 to $400 really isn't that offensive, especially for the $500 boards I've seen like Iskar. This is still obviously an objectively expensive price, but to me, with its strong sound and unique feel, the Haven 65 is worth the unique experience you get.